I'm always going back to this deep red. I just love the way it looks on me. If you're looking for a new color and you just don't know what to decide, you should at least give red a chance one time in your life. I'll take you every step of the way on how I lighten my roots and how I get this overall beautiful color and also how I maintain it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. My natural hair color is brown. You can't just dye red dye on top of brown and expect it to come out this vibrant color. Let me just show you guys. This is my roots right here. It's not like a super dark brown. I'm more on a light brown. I'd say I'm about like a 5. So I'm just going up one level and I'm going to a 6IR. That stands for Intense Red, and I use the Ion Brilliance from Sally's. So I mix that with 6RV as well as 5IR. So the reason why I'm mixing so many colors is because I want to give myself a red base underneath, so when it does fade, it's not going to fade to like a light pink. It fades to this color down here. I always recommend doing a strand test first because you never know how your results are going to be. You don't want to waste all that time dyeing your head just for it to come out the way that you don't want it. The colors that are going to make it red is Manic Panic, Vampire Red, it is Vegan, and it doesn't damage your hair at all. It is a semi-permanent dye. To be honest with you, it lasts as long as a permanent red hair dye. Red does not last a long time on your hair. That's why it's important to put a red base underneath, so when it does fade, it's not gonna look as bad. You just wanna make sure you have a towel that you don't care about. First, you wanna make sure you brush your hair out so you have no knots. Next, you want to section off your hair. You're not going to get a consistent color all around if you don't do this step. It's really nice to have a little mirror here just so I could see the back of my head because I don't have anybody else to help me. So you just take a little comb and you section it off into 4. So I go straight down like I'm making pigtails. And then I'm going to section halfway down from my front to the back. I'm going to leave this side down because I'm going to do this first. Coffee break. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to mix in here before I put any gloves on. I really don't like the cream dyes as much because it's not as easier to put on your hair. But it is supposed to be more moisturizing, so you can go ahead and use whatever you want. Sally's was out of all of the liquids for me. Normally when I do it, I either use all liquid or all cream, but I had a little bit of the 5IR left in the liquid, so I'm going to have to mix it this time. So anyway, this is the 6IR, and I'm gonna put the whole bottle in. Another reason why I hate using creams is because it's so hard to get it all out of the tube. Next, I'm gonna put in the 6RV. The 6s are lighter than the 5. 5's a little bit darker. So for this one, I'm only putting in 1/3 of the bottle. The nice thing about Ion is it tells you here how much. So this is 1/4, this is 1/2, that's 3/4. So it's nice to be able to reference. If you only want 1/4 of it out, you just push to this point. I'm gonna put about 1/4, a little bit more. And then last, I'm putting in just a little of the 5IR. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want my roots to be so bright that I get hot roots. So I'm gonna just put in a little bit, and this is the liquid. For the developer, I'm gonna be using 20. This big old one from Sally's, again, it's Ion. And then I pour about 1/2 and mix it all up. You want to make sure that you have a pair of black gloves, of course. These are from Sally's, and these I find are the most durable. I am going to be dyeing just my roots. I don't need to dye all of this because I am going to put my red on after all this is done. same one, it just was fading a lot.
Oh, cute.
Hey Ronnie, hang up the phone, you're on vacation.
No.
I'm gonna leave this on for about an hour, rinse it off, dry it, and then put on the red dye. Okay, so I'm back. My hair is dried. This is the first step of the process. As you can see, there's a lot of red tones to this color. So when I put the other red on, it'll fade very nicely. I'm gonna start with the process of the Manic Panic. And with that, you just take this vampire red color that I showed you earlier, and you just put it all into your bowl. That's all I did, was I dumped it all into my bowl. You don't have to put any developer with it because it is a semi-permanent, and with semi-permanent dyes you don't have to worry about developer. I am going to section my hair off again, and then after that I am going to put conditioner all around, because if you don't do that, I promise you it will stain. It will not be easy to take off your skin. I didn't do it with this one because it doesn't stain. As you can see, I really don't have anything. I mean, I have in here my roots, but that's gonna happen, but it didn't actually stain my skin. This will stain your skin, and it also stains your hands really bad. I know that you saw earlier in the video probably how stained my hands are. That's because I did a test strand before. This is actually a really pretty color to begin with. I just really like that vibrant red. The main part of this color is actually the 5RV, which is red violet. That violet, you only need to put a little bit in and it will really make your hair violet. This hair dye is not like most. You want to keep it on for a super long time. I'm not even sure if it says on the bottle. So it says leave on for 30 minutes or longer for more intensity, add heat. But with this Manic Panic, the longer you leave it on, the stronger the color becomes. And as you can see by the way that my hair was, it doesn't fade as quickly. That was 4 weeks of me with my hair dye on. I have to close my door because my dogs will not shut up. I leave mine on for about 3 hours, and the reason why I have a cap is so it'll keep close to my head, and the heat really helps as well. If you do get the dye on something and you wipe it off and there's still a stain there, there's two different things you could do to try to get that off. Simple soap and scrubbing usually doesn't do it. You can use Mr. Clean's bleach sponge. I'll attach the link down below. And then the other one is called Barkeeper's Friend, and that one comes in a powder form or a liquid, and that works wonders too. So either one of those things you guys can buy at a local Menards or even a grocery store usually has them. They're super cheap and you can literally use it for anything, not just for dye. So it's pretty universal and you won't have to feel like you're spending that money just on dyeing your hair. So anyways guys, I'm gonna wipe all this off, wait 3 hours, and then I will let you guys see the results. So I'm back and this is the finished look. I have a little bit of dye up here, but it'll go away after about a day or two. I try to wash this every other day, but like I said, if you do the process right, it'll last you about 4 weeks. I'm gonna tell you though, every single time you wash your hair, you are going to see color come out. If you use the right shampoo and conditioner, then the color will last longer. The shampoo that I use is called Tressa Watercolors, and it's in the shade Crimson Red. The conditioner that I use is Carol's Daughter, and it is a repairing hair mask. It's a little pricey, but it works really well. I love it, and it's in a pretty big tube. It's 16 ounces, so it lasts a long time. As you can see in my color, it does have a pretty violet base to it, but I absolutely love this color, and it will fade to that color that I showed you in the beginning of the video. So it fades pretty light, but I can still get away with that color if I want it. I hope I covered everything for you guys, but of course if you have any questions, please comment down in the video below, and I will see everybody in my next video. Bye!